ooh, somebody in uniform. For some reason, I feel like there's just something naughty about nuns, Steve. There's comedies that do well, and then there's movies like this that sort of transcend it. And just like, I mean, I think this became like a Broadway show. People love the music. They did a sequel. Cook looks like he was on his way to catch a predator sting, but they were like, "Hey, Bob, we gotta have you wrestle, dude. Atom Bomb needs an opponent."
But first, have a seat.
Yeah.
Happened in the 90s.
Finery is. It has to be something though. It's not a gown.
Yeah, she was moving that ass. I saw you, Kathy Najimy. You know what I'm saying? I got some hocus pocus for your ass.
This is so beyond my taste now, but the one on your left side, like sort of mousy, younger looking nun.
Yeah.
I always had a little bit of a thing for her. You know, we're going to talk about it. I obviously, but this is a strange movie that kind of caught the world by storm in the 90s, you know?
She kind of looks like, what's the chick from Melrose Place? No, Party of Five.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Sarah Michelle? No, not Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's Buffy. The other one. I always get them confused.
Is Party of Five Rogue from X-Men?
I don't know.
No, I think that's, I don't know. I didn't really watch those shows too much, but, no, she's hot. She's a nun. I feel like none. There you go. J Lo, kind of Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's not J Lo, but I could see that. Maybe not as busty, but I think there's just that thing about nuns. Like it's like the for like ladies, whenever they're like, ooh, somebody in uniform. For some reason, I feel like there's just something naughty about nuns, Steve. Not to like sexualize nuns, but I just feel like there is something. It's like almost like a porno story where it's like this pure nun just has to just let it out, you know, and you're the guy.
You know, those kind of pornos do exist.
Oh, I'm guaranteed. I mean, I don't know if they were nuns, but the first porno I ever saw in my life was about two women who died. I think maybe they weren't nuns, but there was like a devil that was leading them around, and as ghosts, they were fucking people. But you know, it's neither here nor there.
Get that away from me!
It was basically like that scene in Ghostbusters where Aykroyd gets the ghost beach. Like there was literally a full scene of that where you just see like the ghost end of it, where she's just taking it to the neck, Steve, in a ghostly way.
Nice.
I don't know how we veered into that, but just something interesting I found going through my old stuff from my parents' house. And I think I got this like at a Scholastic book fair, which is even odder to me. But I wanted to show you this. I was always a huge fan of Tales from the Crypt, Steve. I don't know if you ever were, or if you got like into it at all. I always enjoyed it. So like for some reason that show was very adult, you know, very kind of graphic for what it was. But they actually marketed like groups of stories to kids.
Wow.
In this like almost, and it's kind of tamer than I was going to show you this because to me it was like these were the two things other than Goosebumps, but there was this, right? But then this was freaky on TV, but then there were these, Steve, and I feel like these are the ones.
I remember that one.
Well, these ones, the art on them like is just fucking scary as shit, and there's like weird. I don't know. It's very not adult, but the stories they told, at least as a child, freaked me the fuck out. Especially like the one about the chick who gets the zit and it's filled with spiders and stuff. It's just gross stuff. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that one.
I love that. I mean, everyone liked Goosebumps, but there were some more like hardcore versions of Goosebumps where they were taking it like this one. I was going through it. There's like a little like killer voodoo doll in this that kills a guy. There's something involving spiders in this where they lay eggs in somebody. So they're kind of like treading over, I guess, scary stories. But did you have like, were you into scary shit as a kid in that way? Did you like Goosebumps? I'm assuming a little bit.
I never got into Goosebumps. As a kid, I didn't. I understand the hype and the cult-like following around it, but when it came to horror or scary things, it was just on movies. I was always into bios.
Really?
Even as a kid, I was just always into like actual facts and figures and like Still to this day, man, I find it intriguing.
I
I don't
enjoyed
know.
those for like athletes when I was a kid, or like we
Exactly.
started getting them for like wrestlers too. And it was before
Wrestlers.
the internet, so you weren't kind of privy to those like the actual lives of these people. It was pretty cool to read as a kid too. You're like, oh shit, Jose Canseco got picked on, crazy.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Hulk Hogan used to be a fat kid.
Yeah, dude. Like Mick Foley was just some nerdy. I mean, it made sense to me at the time anyway, but it's just like cool. I get that. I was definitely into bios. I think I kind of got into those more like I don't know. I think the first actual books I started reading were um like I'd see a movie and be like, "Oh, there's a book. Like Jurassic Park was a book before it was a movie. Let me check that out." I
Yeah.
think movies kind of got me into books more than anything, but I get that. The bios are definitely, as an older guy, I definitely like reading a nice bio, especially if it's like a spicy one. The wrestling ones really got me back in the day.
Inspiring in a way.
Mick Foley's was, and also they're like, I know they have like ghostwriters or people writing it like alongside the subject, but like Mick Foley's was just like a poignant book. I felt like it was very well written and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like a crazy like into scary movies thing. I was more like you, where the movie stuff, it was either really entertaining to me or that's what scared me the most. Like I remember seeing Exorcist like way too young, and that was a scary movie as an adult to see. But I remember like those kind of movies when you see an R-rated horror movie as a really like below 10-year-old, that shit used to fuck with me hard. Like all of it, even the worst ones, even the bad ones. There was one called The Witch Board where it was about like just like a Ouija board, like shitty movie like that. But I remember being terrified about that for like at least weeks, where I was sleeping in my parents' bedroom and stuff, just horrified that some Ouija board was going to kill me, Steve.
You like to be scared as a child.
In that when I had people around and it was a collective scare, I didn't like when people tried to. My sister, like we had a finished basement, but it had like it was a basement, so you had to walk upstairs. So she used to like lock me down there and freak me out and scare, And so when I was being freaked out and nobody was there to like be with me, no, I did not like that. But you're
Yeah.
sitting around with a bunch of buddies watching The Exorcist and everyone's pissing their pants. There's something kind of enjoyable about that.
A collective fright.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the pull of horror movies in general. Like that's always the most fun to me, is when you either watch something that's like Friday the 13th where you can kind of like make fun of it collectively, or it's so fucking freaky, like you're in the theater and everybody's like having that like collective reaction to what you're seeing. I enjoy that for any kind of movie, but I think that's always really fun when you're watching like Jason, like, you know, trash a bunch of campers or something, and everyone's like, yeah.
Or
So the gore and shit.
uppercut somebody's head off. This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Tatanka shirts and your New Kids on the Block tapes and rock this funky joint.
Out of nowhere. Where'd you get that one, son?
Today, my friend, we're talking all things May 29th in the 90s. Starting off in 1990, Poor Righteous Teachers would release their debut album, Holy Intellect. And that is the album with Rock This Funky Joint. I don't.
Fucking. Was this it, Steve?
To me, that it was it. They had more albums after this, but this is the one that like I remember from them. Poor Righteous Teachers, they came in the early 90s around that time when Public Enemy was just running shit. X-Clan, it was a lot of black knowledge, self-empowerment, really witty and just putting a lot of intellect, no pun intended, behind their lines.
Yeah, this is not something that really crossed the magnetic sphere, Steve.
Of course not. No. I don't see a 7-year-old Matt being like, Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan,
This is
to the
the
East, my brother.
shit. Rock this funky joint. Yeah.
But
Okay.
They don't get credit though, because when I was listening to this album, I feel like they were pioneers in a sense. The album is actually considered like one of the best like hip hop albums from the '90s.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
could say
got
boom
two
bap.
hits on it. Billboard. It didn't really clock like any sort of huge chart toppers, but it eventually got up to number 42 in the hip hop R&B scope, Steve. So it had to be doing something. That's not bad.
It's not bad, man. I mean, for like an underground kind of independent rap collective, the day that we're shooting this tomorrow is the anniversary of one of the members' deaths, Father Shahid. So there are three guys. It's Wise Intelligent, Culture Freedom, and Father Shahid. And Father Shahid, he passed away May 26, 2014 from a motorcycle accident. It
Oh,
was
whoa. Okay.
yeah, so 11 years ago, man. So RIP to him. Yeah, shout out to the Poor Righteous Teachers. But in 1992, a Sister Act premieres in theaters. A low rent lounge singer is forced to hide out from the mob in a convent, directed by Emil Ardolino, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Maggie Smith, Kathy Najimy, Wendy Markina, Mary Wicks, and Harvey Keitel.
This grabbed America, Steve. Everybody
It,
was watching it. I don't know whether it was like the religious part of it. Mr. and Mrs. Geddick were heavily into this. This was a VHS on the my rack at home. And for what it is, I mean, I enjoyed it, Steve. I'll take a bite of whoopee every once in a while and enjoy that. Proud to
America loved
say
it,
it.
man. I mean, 231 million box office. It's one of the highest grossing movies from 1992. And 92 was a good year. I mean, this is the same year that had Home Alone 2, Batman Returns.
I forgot Harvey Keitel was in this movie, Steve. The
This
bad
is
lieutenant himself is in this like heartwarming movie about a woman on witness protection who just like lights up the Catholic parish with just this soulful music, Steve. She puts a little soul in
yeah, it just, traded in those choruses for some Motown hits, man.
it. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's is it one of my favorites? No, but this I for whatever reason it just there's comedies that do well, and then there's movies like this that sort of transcend it and just like I mean I think this became like a Broadway show. People love the
Yeah,
music. They did a sequel with I think
it did.
Lauryn Hill was in it, I
Lauren
believe.
Hill, yeah, back in the habit. For a while, Whoopi Goldberg was a cheat code. Like
Yeah.
you put her in something, like people are going to come and watch. It was kind of like Eddie Murphy in the '80s, man. And she actually turned down that movie that you love, Ladybug. She turned that down. I think she was going to play Jack A. Harry's role so
Oh,
that she could do
whoa.
this. And this,
Yeah.
it was a wise decision.
Yeah. Good
Whoopi
job,
fly.
Whoopi. That's all right. Hey, I tell you, we almost had Whoopi. Shout out to Whoopi, and yeah, she was a cheat code for a while, and it wasn't even like they were great movies. It was stuff like this that she just made better. That movie Eddie, where she was like the Knicks coach, like kind of generic movie premises, but because it's Whoopi, you at least get a little extra 10% out of it. That just makes it that much better, you know.
It gives you a little turbo boost. But in 1995, Monday Night Raw airs. I miss this so much, man. Even like the intro, it's so silk stockings,
The sax, Steve. The
sexy
sexy
sax.
sax that they just got. It sounds like a porno movie at some
It
points. It's
does
crazy.
some
Um,
up all night action.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's definitely like you're you're walking into like some seedy Dick Tracy office, something like that. This is very interesting, especially for people like me. I know, like you, that we've seen it all growing up, but those fond memories of like the Attitude Era. This is almost quaint in
It
comparison.
is
It's a totally different vibe.
time traveling to the 1800s or something. Like I even the little entrance, it's like multicolored with neon.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bring that kind of stuff back, man. Just
Yeah, do a throwback episode. Try to
they
do
should.
something like that where it's just like at least like the vibe of it, but like and it almost seems like not as well produced either because like right at the beginning of it, it seems like they're like turned the cameras on too early because you hear like Jeff Jarrett talking shit, But it just seems like they have a mic on and it's not supposed to be. Just like sitting there shit talking Undertaker. It's weird. I didn't like Double J as a kid, but I just think it's a funny gimmick, Steve. It's like a Ric Flair ripoff, but he's just like a gay country music star or something. It's like Elton John mixed with a country western dude almost.
With a little ripping of Ric Flair's,
Oh,
like
totally. I mean, the whole
nuances.
stop. I don't even
Yeah.
know how he got away with it. That's copyright infringement, as long as I'm concerned, Steve.
He's easy to hate, so he does good heel work.
And I love that he has a legendary, just like manager, I guess. Rhodey adds a lot to it, Steve. Whether he's stressing out outside the ring or his crazy reactions, which we'll get to later, it's a precursor to Road Dogg, and I love that.
And he's starting this episode off challenging Undertaker. Like, how dare you? Like, we don't take you serious, Jeff Jarrett. You challenging the dead man, and this is good. Dead. This is like the purple and black. I like this Taker. This is
This is
like my
the
favorite.
scary one where you're like, is he dead? Like, I don't know. He has no reactions.
With the wet hair, like
Yeah.
he just came from a swamp. This is the kind of Taker I would like to have on a T-shirt. Like, not the American Badass, not the stuff that happened later.
I agree. This is the Undertaker that I like because it works. Like the American Badass shit, I was like, this is Sons of Anarchy shit.
And then he went darker in the Raw era too. It was like the Ministry. It was all right, but like, man, it doesn't beat this one.
Yeah.
But
I like just like an old Western Undertaker that's like from the beyond, Steve. That's really what I don't like it when he's got like a dragon skin, like trench coat thing going on. I didn't dig that. It was bizarre. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett's just in the ring, like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I want to fight Undertaker. I'm not. You think I'm afraid of this guy? Yeah. Like I like all the subtle nods that Vince, like everybody's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you are kind of freaked out from this. Everybody is, dude.
Apparently, this is the qualifying match for King of the Ring 95. We do have Vince and Jerry on the ones and twos. And Jerry, he knows all about being a king. Heavy as hell. Where's the crown? Huh? Anyone ask me? I should know.
He's it, dude. Like I said in our text, long live the king, dude. He's one of the greatest heel announcers of all time. Because him and JR is like, that's it, I feel like. But this one is right there. But he's the common denominator, I feel like,
Him and Vince. Like him and Vince were. I like Vince better with Jesse. Or
hell yeah, or Gorilla, dude. It's tough, man, because it's just like it's like you could change a flavor every once in a while and be like, I kind of like this old school like Gorilla Monsoon, like just straight from the hip. Whirling, he's saying whirling dervish and like hitting him in the bread box and stuff like that. I like that old school language. We do get that fun saxy intro after Jarrett just shit talks for a little bit. And then we get to the first match, Steve, which is Sycho Sid against a man I'm not familiar with him, Mike Khoury, Steve, who I think maybe they got from a AA meeting, because I don't know, he doesn't look like a seasoned vet,
Well, apparently he started in the 80s. He's retired now, but yeah, this is the jobber.
Yeah,
he got
done working at Sizzler, and they brought him in just to get the shit kicked out of him by Sycho Sid, Steve, because that's really what happens here. And Sycho Sid, for all of the bad mic work, the vibe, the look, and in combination with his insane entrance music that I love, the and just that like kind of scary, it's intimidating, Steve.
He looks the part. He got the Jerry curl dripping, and I didn't remember him being in the $1 Million Corporation with Ted DiBiase. I do remember Tatanka because that's who he comes out with. He makes quick work of Mike Khoury. 1 minute and 20 seconds.
I mean, it's a power bomb. It's a couple of chokes. It's just him just obliterating this dude. And I like when he pins the guy after he wins. He just has like that. He talks to the gods, Steve, and just starts laughing. It's very Jim Neidhart mixed with Mankind. It's just a little bit of both.
He's causing damage, man, because we cut to Diesel. He's in the hospital.
Laid up.
They're showing clips of Diesel getting power bombed by Sid, And not only was he powerbomb, he was chokeslam.
Sid fucked him up. And when he power bombed him, Diesel came down on his elbow, Steve, causing massive damage that if you didn't believe it from the replays, we get just a basic blow by blow from Dr. James Andrews, who's a renowned sports medicine expert, but just runs us through the gamut of all the injuries that Diesel went through. He had a blown out something, a ruptured something. Spare no expense on Vince McMahon's part. He wants Diesel back, but Diesel's laid up, Steve. And I mean, Sycho Sid, Diesel's a big dude. I mean, that's pretty impressive. He can just fucking choke slam and just power bomb that big son of a bitch like that. That's pretty freaky, Steve.
Dr. James R. Andrews, he's a celebrity in his own right because he's worked on Drew Brees, Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Jack Nicklaus, John Smoltz, Triple H, Brett Favre, Chris Godwin, Chase Young, Marcus Lattimore, and Adrian Peterson.
And Big Sexy, Steve. I mean, let's not besmirch Diesel.
On top of Kevin Nash.
He was the call, Steve. I'm sure there's another guy I'm forgetting, but like on ESPN, when somebody, like you said, like Bo Jackson has that catastrophic injury, James Andrews is like on speed dial for everybody.
He's the Nike of doctors.
He'll get you back there, Steve. What we basically go to after Dr. James Andrews explains Diesel's injuries, and we just see Diesel just kind of sad in a hospital in this like thing. We go to another jobber versus, I guess, a star, but it's Adam Bomb against Bob Cook, Steve. And if you thought Mike Corey was sloppy Joe, Bob Cook, not looking much better, Steve.
I love the basicness of these jobbers' names. Yeah. Mike Corey, Bob Cook, John Smith.
Bob Cook looks like he was on his way to catch a predator sting, but they were like, hey, Bob, we got to have you wrestle, dude. Adam Bomb needs an opponent.
But first, have a seat.
Yeah. You can even tell that nobody gives a shit about Adam Bomb, who was the star. If you took a still photo of Adam Bomb, he looked cool. He had the goggles. He had the like crazy tights, the kind of Razor Ramon-esque like Jerry curl wetness hair, or like whatever you want to call that, the Bret Hart. But for some reason, Steve, I would assume it's the mic work skills, but he's persona non grata. They tried to push him, and for whatever reason, Adam Bomb, he just didn't take.
Even his finisher, I don't know if this was always his finisher, but he finishes this match with a flying lariat off the top. Like, bro, your name is Adam Bomb. Your finisher isn't any variation of a power bomb. I feel like that's a gimme.
Yeah, do something. But no, Steve, here's where the bombs come in, because once he does finish off Bob Cook in this Who Gives a Shit match, he has a bunch of bombs that he tosses out to the crowd like t-shirts. I mean, come on, dude. That's not even cool at all. Like, that's not Bret Hart. Give me some glasses. If Adam Bomb throws a bomb at me, I'm gonna be like, fuck that.
I will say he had a good arm. He was launching those balls, and whoever has those, I wonder if they still have them.
They probably didn't care, Steve. They got lost. Just like Adam Bomb, the fans didn't give a shit. The announcers didn't give a shit because, to be honest with you, they're not even talking about the match the whole time. They're talking about some USA show. The King's talking about trying to whoop fucking Bret Hart's ass. They're not paying attention to the match, and rightfully so. It's not great. As we said, King of the Ring's coming up, and Todd Pettengill is doing like a little report in between matches. I got to give a special shout out to Todd's just luscious mullet that he has on effect. It's like a professional mullet, Steve.
It's 90s. You know, it's a mullet, but he's keeping it 90s.
He's not one for the frills. He's just got like a basic like sweatshirt on, but he's giving you the lowdown on King of the Ring and what's coming up. We do see a clip, I think it was from Superstars, which I believe is the Saturday show, where Diesel and I think Bam Bam basically accept Ted DiBiase's challenge to like fight the $1 Million Corporation. I like the tag team of Bam Bam and Diesel, but what's the deal with them wanting to bankrupt the corporation, Steve? What was the bad blood here?
$1 Million Corporation, they're always going for the top bad guy or top good guy. And Sid and Tatanka, they were a part of that corporation. But I found it funny that Bam Bam is teamed up with Diesel, considering Bam Bam could not stand the Click, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But here in this ring, he's like, I'm not going to quit being your friend. I'm not going to quit looking out for you. I'm going to make
You're the
sure the
best, bro.
corporation is bankrupt and broke. And when we mean broke, we mean broke.
Yeah, dude. Also, a special shout out because I forgot. Usually Bam Bam came out with Luna, and that's kind of what you were paying attention to. I
Yeah.
forgot when they gave him like the come out to the ring attire that was like the dragon fire like collar shit. He looks like a satanic magician almost. It's very weird.
He didn't need that.
No,
They like this is one of those things where WWF you're doing too much. He just leave him be with the regular flame suit and push him out.
he's a big dude. I would assume the smell of that guy walking out is the intimidation you need because other than that, and just the ability to jump off the top rope at whatever he weighed, I'm assuming close to 400 pounds, is pretty impressive. Pettingill comes back. He's talking to like the king and everything. So he brings up the Bret Hart challenge match and is like, King, like, are you going to accept this challenge, dude? So the king starts like making a bunch of, he's like, Bret doesn't want to get embarrassed again. Like, he doesn't want this smoke. And I love Vince is just like, you're a coward. Like, right to his face.
Monday Night Raw brought to you by Sega.
Hell
That's
yeah.
so vintage.
Dude, those games back in the day, I forgot about those. Like that WWF Superstars game, the arcade game and stuff. Like the 3D one. That one was badass, Steve. Before Aki N64 games, that was it.
The next match, I don't think this is the debut of Hakushi, but he comes out and he's referred to as Vince's sushi eating friend.
Yeah. I don't remember Hakushi. The name sounds great. Very funny. It sounds like a euphemism for pussy. He comes out looking like Raiden, and then he has like his manager is something named like
Tenji?
Kenji, but he looks like almost like a kabuki artist, but like
Yeah.
also just like maybe white face or something because it's just a dude in a white suit and white face.
I like the look.
He looks cool. I mean, Hakushi looks cool as shit. He takes off like the Raiden gear, and he's got like Japanese symbols all over him, including his face. He's got a lot of cool moves. I kind of dig Hakushi. I feel like he should have gotten a little bit of an extra push, but this is kind of what I feel like Vince McMahon did with Asian talent. He'd be like, "You got an Asian gimmick. You're Asian. I can't get you Mr. Fuji, but whatever. Like, we're gonna get you out here."
He's fighting a guy named John Snakowski. It's one of Jordan's buddies or
Yeah, some
cousins.
some Pollock from fucking Northwest Ohio. Another guy who looks fresh off of like a fast food shift. He's not a wrestler, Steve. He's just a guy who got a call and was like, "You want $500? Hakushi needs an opponent."
But you know what though? Like growing up, man, I realized the importance of these guys because even though we come to see the stars, the jobbers, their jobs are important, man.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you're supposed to make these guys look like monsters, and if you don't, you're going to pay the consequences. I almost thought about us doing a reaction video of one of those kinds of matches where a jobber, because I don't know if you've seen these, man, where a jobber they don't know the assignment, they didn't understand the assignment, and they'll actually try to like compete and the star will be like, dude, you know what? And they'll just beat the fuck out of them.
I mean,
There's
I'm
a
pretty
couple of
sure I
those.
saw Rick Steiner do that to somebody. I think there was like a video going around of that, but yeah, we should. I love that. I like seeing when wrestlers just like you're like, oh wait, they're actually hitting those dudes for real, for real.
Like, yeah, you don't understand the assignment, motherfucker.
You're supposed to put me over, bitch. The one thing I forgot to bring up that is insane that I loved, but I thought this was like a wild swing for especially at this time. Hakushi comes out, has like a sack, Steve, right?
Yeah.
And they're making all this big deal. What's in the sack? Turns into a recreation of the end of Seven. He pulls out a visage of like Bret Hart's decapitated head. Pretty realistic, Steve.
Yeah.
But
Not a
yeah, I thought
fan.
that was pretty fucking badass, to be honest with you. That was cool.
Pick another wrestler to do that with. Don't fuck with Brett like that, man. You're gonna pay for it eventually, Hakushi. Just watch. You're gonna pay. And like Jerry Lawler, he's got this whole angle with Brett throughout this time, and he's been talking shit about his whole family. Helen Hart, she's got that old timer's disease. If I was her, I'd like to forget about my son Brett too.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of that in this episode throughout the whole episode, Steve. The Hearts. I guess they didn't get the memo that this is a fucking roast because the king is in full effect on that. Hakushi, I don't even remember this guy at all, but I gotta say, this is the introduction, pretty cool. But he didn't last long. We cut from this. They talk about Ivan Puchki, Polish Power, getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, I think.
The Polish Hammer.
Yeah, dude. He loved the pierogi and some Polish powers, Steve. Him and Jordan could hang out too. We know a lot of Polish people, Steve, from being from Ohio.
We specialize in that in the OH. And this was around the time when they were doing the inductions in the summer, but now they do it as part of the WrestleMania weekend, make it a whole festival. But it's Antonino Rocca. They mentioned that he used to wrestle in barefoot. That shows you how old timey he is. And the big cat, Ernie Ladd.
Big cat. But dude, I mean, Ivan Puchki, I remember this name. He would be brought up like when on those videos we would rent from Video Connection. You'd hear about Polish Power. I don't know that he was ever like maybe they showed like throwback videos of him. It was not. We never really saw him wrestle. I don't believe.
He was before our time, man. Yeah. He was like the Bob Backlund, like superstar Billy Graham era.
Then, Steve, we cut to Vince bringing out Alundra Blaze. Jerry again starts getting the roast and immediately calls out her schnoz, which I know has to feel great. Alundra Blaze, sexy, Steve. She looks like a CEO of a company or something. She's very professional looking, and she's brought out not to be made fun of because of her gigantic nose. But Vince is asking her about retaining her championship. And the last time she was on Raw, I guess she was attacked by somebody named Bertha Faye, who I don't know much. I don't know anything about her other than seeing her lift this woman up and seeing the back of Bertha Faye. But Bertha Faye looks like a handful, Steve.
Bertha Faye's huge. Real name Rhonda Singh. She passed away in 2001.
It's like if Roseanne took steroids and just started whooping that ass, it looks like.
She's scaled at 260 pounds, 5'7". And at this time, she's being managed by Harvey Whippleman. I think Alundra makes a comment saying, like, I think that's her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Because then they keep asking. That's like a little joke they keep saying. But Alundra's like, I got blindsided. I don't even know who this fat bitch is. Whoop my ass. This is a woman that dumped the belt in the trash in WCW, right?
That's her.
So that was a great mic work when she did that. I loved it. She had attitude, panache, or whatever. This, she's like, I'm going to be here to stay. It was just like, sucked, Steve. That's the best way I can say it.
It's hilarious because she says, I'm going to keep the title for a long, long time. Like, yeah, all right, you're going to throw that bitch in the trash next year.
But I don't know if she really like took some legit hits, but she like, they bring up her nose is swollen. Her nose is legit. So I don't know if she took an actual beating someplace, but bitch had a swollen up nose. So I don't know. Bertha must have taken a couple real shots, Vader style, I think. Alundra Blaze, I think you're beautiful. You look great. Just a nice, for a 90s woman, Steve, 90s white woman, a lot of ass.
Ass and titty.
Then we get like a little promo for another qualifying match. I think that's going to be a next week's show where Owen Hart's going against the British Bulldog, and he doesn't even have the braids anymore, Steve. He's ready to go. Brothers-in-law. Which I don't think is that big of a deal. I feel like brothers-in-law, I'd love to whip a couple of brothers-in-law I've had's ass. That'd be great. I feel like it actually works better. It's a good motivational tool.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, exactly. Then we get the next match. Men on a Mission, Steve. They're the talent, and they're going up against a couple other jobbers that they got for this episode, Steve. Gary Scott and Aaron Ferguson. I'm pretty sure those are those governments. And before we get into this, Steve, am I like hallucinating? So there's Mabel, right?
There's Mabel.
But then the other guy, didn't they have a guy with like blonde hair and shit? Like blonde hair and a beard? Or am I thinking of a different tag team?
It's always been the same guy. I mean, maybe they just dyed their hair, but it's Mabel, Oscar, and Mo. They don't even have an intro. no theme music or anything. I guess they're just pressed for time. So by the time we cut back, they're already in the ring in action. I think the match has already started.
Gary Scott and Aaron Ferguson are just two off-duty cops. They're paying union rates here, so they had to just get the match going. They're just here to get their ass kicked by men on a mission. Mabel, this is like probably the best Mabel's ever looked, I got to say. He's fat. I mean, he's always been fat. But he's looking more like cut in the chest at least. He doesn't have titties yet.
He can move better.
And he's not just wearing a trench coat to hide the fat. But just a longer than necessary match. We all knew who was going to win this match. Gary Scott and Aaron Ferguson stood no shot. When a fat guy, that's the move you got to take. I'm not cool with that. You better let up on that one, big man. That's not
Get
cool.
your big ass off me.
Yeah, dude.
He actually fucked people up, man. I think Kevin Nash actually got injured, like legit injured from his match.
But I do like Mabel's really playing to the crowd a lot. A lot of white faces in this crowd not happy with a successful black tag team, but he's just sitting there going with his crazy teeth that look cool as hell too. He looks very like sinister and cool. But
like
I never liked Man on the Mission, Steve. It's just not a good look. I don't like fat tag teams.
It's time capsuled for 93 to 95. I do like the merchandise that they show off. They show off this cool Undertaker shirt. I think it glows in the dark too.
Hell yeah, dude.
And the nice little Monday Night Raw hat. Did you see those prices?
No, I didn't see. What were the prices?
The shirt was like $16 or something like that.
That'd be
the Monday Night Raw hat
purchase now.
Yeah, for real. Especially if you buy it there. And then Monday Night Raw hat was like $15.
Back in the day, Steve.
JARRETT with the roadie versus Undertaker and Paul Bear.
Yeah. Also, just a quick shout out to the guy who was like selling that merch you're talking about, Barry Didinsky. He's terrible at selling merch. I don't know if this was his actual job because they mentioned him by name, but I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, they could have kept
a Micro Machines guy or something. Somebody with some fucking pizzazz, not this fucking shud. The whole episode, Double J's been really kind of telling everybody, I'm not afraid of Undertaker. You think I'm afraid of Undertaker? And then when Undertaker comes out, he's very afraid. Him and Rhodey are both looking very worried, Steve.
With his outfit lighting up in the dark.
This is a pretty decent match. I mean, I like Double J does what Ric Flair does, which is sell punishment really well in a funny way in a lot of ways. But the thing that I just want this is like my main call out on this, because Rhodey has to get involved a little bit. He's funny. He tries to like get involved, like, he'll grab Undertaker's shoe or something. But at one point, Undertaker like grabs him in a chokehold, right? Outside the ring. And I think Double J like hits him, so he lets him go. But Rhodey, when he's let go, he like collapses like so dramatically on the apron. He's like, oh. Double J's outfit, like my question to you, Steve, is do you buy a full outfit and cut it out? Like in the crazy gay like cowboy way he's done it, or do you buy the outfit that way?
I think he got his stuff made by the same guy that did Macho Man.
I don't know. That guy is probably like, man, I ain't making no shit like that. Okay, what are you trying to do? You want me to make a hole in the booty hole area for you too? Double J, he does pretty good for like being who he is against the Undertaker, against a dead man. But Steve, he wasn't gonna beat the Undertaker, not tonight.
Of course not. Like he does the old school, and at this time, I don't even think it has a name. It's just like walk the rope and then does that.
Amazing.
JJ, he at some point he's working those legs. That was his method throughout the match, man. Whenever a shorter guy fighting like a 7-footer, 6'10" guy, you got to work those legs, man. And his method was working up until it wasn't. Paul Bear even gets in the action, man. I never see Paul Bear have to take off his jacket to show a motherfucker, but he was chasing the roadie around. You're getting chased by Paul Bear.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's just got to be funny at that. I would start laughing. Yeah.
You fuck around, find out.
I want to whoop that ass. One thing they mentioned that I would love to see, just like a clip of this part of like WWE, but They mentioned that this guy named Kama whooped Undertaker's ass, stole his urn, melted it, and turned it into a chain, Steve.
Turned it into a chain. Yeah,
That's badass.
that's Godfather.
That's bad
Future.
fucking ass, Steve. I mean, keep that shit forever. I didn't know who they were talking about. I didn't know who Kama was, but that's fantastic.
Well, do you remember before he was Godfather, he was Kama Mustafa
Yeah.
in Nation of Domination? Yeah, that's
That
who
didn't
that is.
track to my didn't connect the dots there, but wish I could have seen it. I'm probably gonna look it up, but love that. That's fantastic.
And I love the airtime Undertaker would get when he comes off the rope and does like his little, he kind of does like a flip in a way. He does like his flying lariat. He's already like 6'10", 7 foot. And then he goes in the air to like, I wish I could have seen that in person, man, up close. Like I've
Like when
seen
a
the
guy
Undertaker.
dunks and gets way above the rim to the point where it looks like they almost fucked it up, you know?
He's actual hooper. Like he hooped back in the day. So this era of Taker, he's still in that basketball player like shape.
Rest in. He hits a three on you and just goes, rest in peace.
That'd
Dude,
be a
this guy's
cold ass.
fucking eyes are going into the back of his head. It's fucking freaking me out. He's just playing mind games.
And Jarrett jumps into a choke slam off the top rope, and you're finito at this point. When Undertaker puts him up in the tombstone, like, bro, don't jiggle your ass cheeks while I got you up. I,
Yeah.
I will stone cold your ass into this. Hey, stop moving. No.
Doing like calisthenics in his fucking face. They're 69 and basically. It just looks
Like, yeah.
insane.
He's like twerking in Taker's face, like, man, get your booty in. Wrap this shit up.
Fucking cheeking me in the fucking face. But he tombstones him, wins, obviously. And I love Rhodey. Road Dogg just drags Jarrett's dead body out. He's just trying to get him out. It's a typical Undertaker match. He gets fucked up a little bit, but invariably at one point, it's almost like the Hogan just like shaking his head. He just gets up out of that laying down position like a zombie and just starts whooping that ass. So shout out. That's really it, Steve. I mean, it's going to be Undertaker Mabel in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think we know who's going to win that match too. But I wonder if Taker could
Well-
get Mabel up in a fucking tombstone, Steve.
Well, he doesn't because Mabel actually wins that year.
What?
Yeah. They had high hopes for this guy, man.
Damn, Mabel, dude. Just couldn't work a mic. See, I think that's like the thing. I think that's what they're like. He's gonna figure that part of it out, and when they don't, it turns into an atom bomb situation where, like, I don't know, dude. Now you're in a demon clique. I don't know. You're
Like if you ever see the ceremony when he's crowned, like you have to have superhuman strength to carry him around because you know they do that whole thing where he's on like the royal whatever, and then the guys are like holding him. Like, man, I think there were like 4-6 guys maybe trying to like carry him out.
Oh, hell
Like,
no.
and they do a preview of the next week. It's going to be Savio Vega making his Raw debut. You're going to see Man Mountain Rock, who used to be Max Payne in WCW, and then British Bulldog versus Owen for the qualifier. But there's also a promo from Bob Backlund, and he's talking about how rock needs to be abolished. We need to listen to Beethoven and Bach. This rock and roll is crap. It's destroying the youth. It's destroying our country. It's destroying our society.
It's demonic. Was this pre him going psycho on people and trying to kill them?
This is Sycho, Bob.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
yeah.
I love that. It's almost like Bill
So-
Cosby-esque, where it's just some crazy lunatic telling you all these, like, pull your pants up.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, Bob Backlund, though. He looks like a Chucky doll that will kill you and is man-sized. He's a man-sized
Okay.
Chucky doll, Steve.
Or Howdy Doody. 1998, Almost Heroes premieres. A tracker and his entourage help a fop try to beat Lewis and Clark to the Pacific Ocean in 1804. Directed by Christopher Guest, starring Chris Farley, Matthew Perry, Eugene Levy, and Kevin Dunn.
I did not know Christopher Guest directed this, Steve. So weird. The guy who directed This Is Spinal Tap and all those like weird mockumentary movies. This was just the last actual like kind of just regular movie he made. Fuck it.
Yeah. He's a part of that Eugene Levy Catherine O'Hara, that SCTV crowd.
Yep.
I actually enjoyed this, man. It was all right. I would say Chris Farley is the driving force that got me through the movie. This is our last taste, our last opportunity to see him in a film, man. This came out posthumously as he passed away late 97. But at this point, we've also lost Matthew Perry, man.
It's
Both
crazy.
gone too soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we got after this of Farley was him in Dirty Work, which is just like a quick cameo that he did. It came out after this.
That was 98.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this, I mean, I'm the same way. Is this his best? No, absolutely not. But I enjoy this movie. I've always enjoyed it. You know, there's some quality stuff, but the jokes are all there. Farley does what Farley does best. And I think this is like that thing that it was just great, like equation for success. He's a buffoon. He's with some guy who's like not like him, like a kind of a dainty person or something, and just let it be funny, you know? Some
The
things I
Eagles
love,
nest.
Higgins, when the Higgins guy that tells the story about eating sheep shit.
Yeah. I'm just
That,
kidding.
I have no brother. I was the one who ate the shit. Yeah.
The Eagles nest.
The eagle, the recurring eagle battles that Farley has, Bidwell constantly being like he's losing an ear or losing a leg and stuff.
Dude,
Oh, sir.
I didn't realize that Eugene Levy was the French guy.
Guy
Was he?
Fontenot, yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I,
The
I
one
didn't
that has
realize it
the
was.
Indian woman.
Yeah, until like halfway through. Like, oh my, that's Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Also, the guy who plays Hidalgo is somebody famous too. Very
Kevin Dunn.
exactly. Great bits. Farley kills it. I think this movie kind of like suffered because this was when he was at his worst. So I think there was probably some issues filming this. It didn't make a lot of money. They didn't spend a lot of money, but there's a place for this. And this is like a funny, it's just another good example of Farley. I like all of his movies more than this, but that's not to say that I don't like this movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you probably have it last, but 30 million was the budget. It only made 6.1 million. But like you said, man, this shows the power of Chris Farley. Like he was given little to work with because the premise itself is boring. I never cared for these period types of pieces, especially something like this. You're talking about Lewis and Clark, that bores me. But the parts that I did like, more than likely it was Chris Farley.
Also, the straw hookers when they go to the whorehouse and they're like, "Do you have any real women?" And it's just like scarecrow women made of straw. And the guy's like, the bordello owner's like, "Sir, I know these are whores, but these are ladies." And
And
the one guy, I can't remember his name right now. Who I know it's not Ernest. I know it's not the guy who played Ernest, but the dirty guy who was like trying to speak into Bidwell's ear when it's off his head. And the one that has like the straw woman and eats the straw woman when they're in the snow. He's very dirty, has a beard. It looks like Jim Varney, but it
uh
can't be. I'm pretty sure Jim Varney was dead.
no, he wasn't dead by then, but it's not him.
But yeah, dude, there's just little minutes in this that are great. The chick who plays the Native American chick, hot as fuck. Can't act
Yeah.
worth a shit, but is hot as all shit.
That's all she's needed for. Bokeem Woodbine, can't forget about him,
It says,
aka
"Welcome to Snakes Bend."
Evil Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, dude. Bokeem Woodbine's great in it too. It came and went. I think anything that comes out after like the star dies, it's a tough ask for it to be good. And I think that probably is another reason it suffered a little bit. When you watch a Chris Farley movie, we didn't get a lot of them, and you know what you're gonna get, and he still delivers it in this. All of his reactions, his like,
Do you want my head to explode
like all that stuff.
in the name of hell?
It's just great, dude. It's vintage Farley, and I just the only thing that this movie does is just leaves you wanting more of that, and it sucks that it sucks to watch this and like the two guys leading the movie both dead. I wasn't a huge Matt Perry fan, but he's funny in this. He's a good straight man.
Yeah, man. So shout out to both of them. R.I.P. to Matthew Perry and Chris Farley. Now it's time for some fun, Matt. Even more fun.
What? How's that possible?
All right. You ready, Matt?
Let's do it.
All right. So you can just start naming off wrestlers. They give us 15 minutes and there's 141 total. Like, let's start off with the obvious. Hulk Hogan. He's
So
in
what
there.
is this? What is the category? What's the
WWE WrestleMania wrestlers in the 90s from WrestleMania 6 through 15.
Ultimate Warrior? Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage.
I know he's in there.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh,
Honky Tonk Man.
oh, he's not.
What?
Dusty Rhodes.
Shawn Michaels. Razor Ramon. Diesel. I don't know if you spelled Diesel right, but
Yeah, he's in there.
Doink.
Oh, that can't Doink the Clown. There we go.
Nails.
I don't think he was ever in a WrestleMania.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Don't think he was either. Not in these. Yeah. Tatanka.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Was Lawrence
Lauren.
Taylor?
Yeah, let's try it. Yep.
Um,
Andre.
Definitely.
Haku.
Smash and Axe.
Hawk. Animal. Brett. Jim
Yeah.
Neidhart.
Yep. Owen Hart. British Bulldog. Yeah.
Maybe just Jake Roberts. Yep. Texas Tornado.
Yep.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep. What about? I'm trying to think of like shitty guys that would have been like Brooklyn Brawler. Did he ever make a WrestleMania?
Fuck no, not from this era. Nah, not a. He was in WrestleMania 5, I think, but that was 89.
Marty Jannetty? No. um, Yokozuna? Lex Luger?
Got him.
Mr. Perfect?
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
The Rock. I'm thinking Attitude Era now. Ken
Farouk?
Shamrock.
How many fucking people? Damn.
Still got a ways.
People, reach out. Help us. Let me think. 1-2-3 Kid?
What if I said X Pac? Yep, he's in there. Billy Gunn.
Road Dog?
Road. Triple H. Kane. Undertaker. Jimmy Snuka.
Who else? Who else, Steve?
Sensational Sherry.
Papa Shango.
Nope.
Godfather.
D'Lo.
D'Lo? Was he be in there?
Yep.
Sable?
Sable's in there. Mark Marrow. Yep.
What was Gold Dust?
Yep. Roddy Piper. Bad News Brown.
Okay.
Trying to go in order. WrestleMania 6. Greg Valentine. Oh. Nasty. Jerry Sags. Brian Knobs.
Was Mabel in?
No. Viscera, maybe? No.
Uh,
Val Venus.
Val Venus? Who was Choppy Choppy or Pee Pee?
Kai and Tai, but I just remember Taka Michinoku. Spelled it right.
They should just hopefully it auto corrects to their correct name. Jesus, Steve.
We're clearing a lot of them, man. Still like about a third of the way there.
And we did say
Edge.
Road Dog.
We did say New Age Outlaws. I think we got all of DX. Was China in the mix? No.
What was the black chick with huge tits?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Hell yeah. What was Goldust chick's name? She didn't wrestle though. Maybe does it count?
Terry Runnels? No. Marlena. Nah, I don't think she'll be in there.
What about Steve? I hate myself because I can't remember it.
I already said Mr. Perfect.
I need a reference. We said Hulk Hogan. We said the hitters. What about Iron Sheik? No. What?
Nah, that's too old school.
Fuck.
The Mountie.
Yeah, hell yeah. IRS.
Yeah. Ted DiBiase. Virgil.
Yeah.
Big Boss Man. Trying to think of all of Undertaker's casualties in WrestleMania. Big Show. Yep. Giant Gonzalez.
What about Bradshaw? Would he have been in there? Like the Smoking Guns, maybe?
Billy Gunn. I don't know. Or no, Bart Gunn. Butter. What is it? Butterbean?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about that tough. Was it tough? Not Tough Enough, but the Brawl for It
Mark
All. That was a
Merrill?
part of it. Mark Merrill. He's already in there.
What about the guy who's like the other, like the karate dude? No charisma, beard, flat top.
Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
Steve Blackman's in there. Did we already say Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Dan Severn.
Nice.
No.
The Beast.
Shamrock. It's tough, man. Golga? No.
What about people like Skinner, Nails?
Neither of those are in there, man.
What about Repo Man?
I think he was, yep.
Repo Man.
6 minutes.
Fuck.
Pete Rose?
No, they didn't give you Pete Rose?
It wasn't an actual match. Who?
He got his ass kicked.
Yeah, it wasn't an actual match though. So dang.
What was the vampire name? Guy's name? Edge? Well, what about Edge and Christian?
I tried him. Yeah. It wasn't.
What the fuck was the fucking vampire?
Gangrel.
Gangrel, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
That guy looked like a porn star, like one of those casting couch guys. So sexy, baby. Dude, I can't. All right, think about British Bull. What about Brian Pillman? Was he ever in it?
I doubt it. Warlord,
Yep.
Barbarian.
There you go.
Um,
Typhoon and Earthquake.
ooh, good one.
Nice.
Rick Rude in the mix. Yep.
It's Rick
We're
Rude.
70. We're only halfway there, man.
Vince McMahon.
He should count. What?
What about Shane O'Mac?
Shane. Ah, there we go.
What about
Uh,
the guys he was in a tag team with? Were any of the
Pete
Mean
Gas.
Street Pot? Yeah, there you go. Were any of them in
No,
there? No. What about Barry Windham? Was he ever in?
nah.
No.
Oh, was he? I guess he was. Where the fuck was he at?
Nice, dude. I called Barry Windham out and you didn't get that? Nice. Was Arn Anderson ever in
He was in WrestleMania 5. Let's try him. No.
America's Dad?
Huh.
Um,
WrestleMania 6. There's still like a lot. Bad News Brown. Under 4 minutes.
Steve, I mean, this is a fucking we got half.
We got half.
All right. Luna Vachon.
She's in there.
Okay, we got that. Um,
Rick Martel. Did I put him
were
already?
the Hardy Boys in any of these? Stone Cold Steve Austin was
Nah, no Hardys yet.
did we say 1, 2, 3? Oh, you said X Pac, yeah. Um, did we say Razor Ramon?
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah. Already
Um,
said
hmm.
when they come up, man, they're
Vader. Did we say Vader? He had to have been in one, right?
Vader. He was in one.
Did we said Yokozuna, right?
Yoko's there. Uh,
What was the guy that spit ink in people's faces?
spit ink in people's
He's an
face.
Asian wrestler.
Great Muta. He was WCW.
Okay. Still, that was cool though.
It was.
Shout out. The Orient Express, Steve. Were they in it?
Tinoru Tanaka.
See, I don't like. You should be able to just put a fucking tag team, man. I don't like that they're putting them like both of the guys
You have to.
singularly.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
More than half a way there.
All right, let's think here, Steve. We got less than 2 minutes, so this is crunch time. What about the old dudes that were with Vince, or the old bitches?
Gerald Briscoe. No. Pat Patterson.
Yeah, fucking
No. Mae Young.
yeah.
No. Moolah.
I think Mae Young is Mae Young.
That's what I.
No, you did May, but um. Okay, so we said Papa Shango. We said Ultimate Warrior. What? Fuck me, Steve. And I'm assuming it's going to tell us all the ones that we didn't get because I want to know.
Oh yeah.
We already said that.
And there's going to be some key ones that I'm be like, man, fuck. How did I miss that?
Rick Martel.
He's already on there.
Son of a bitch, Steve.
And I've watched all of these.
It's hard when you're just asked to put it out like this.
Like this, yeah.
I mean,
Texas.
we got over 50%. I feel pretty good about that. Trying to think of people that I just saw in like the matches at Royal Rumble that I can name off the top of my head. Yeah,
Got Adam.
was he in it?
Yeah, he was in WrestleMania 10.
What about El Gigante?
Giant Gonzalez, he's already on there.
Okay, I hate Crush was in it, but that's fine. Dude Love, Mankind. Might be able to get a couple in here real quick.
Oh,
Cactus Jack. Oh,
Coco Beware, Hercules, Brutus Beefcake, Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov, Tito Santana, Sapphire, Sato, Marty Jannetty, Dino Bravo. I spelled Jannetty wrong. Akeem, Paul Roma, Katao, Tenru, Brian
you knew
Knobs.
Skinner was in fucking
My
the
bad.
alligator guy, dude.
We could have had 79.
King Kong Bundy. Okay, that makes sense. We didn't put Mabel. We didn't say Dink. I should have said that, but
Didn't have the Steiners, the head
that
shrinkers.
hurts. Ahmed Johnson. I'm fine to miss that. He doesn't deserve to be in there. Savio
Bradshaw.
Vega, I feel bad. Mosh and Thrash. That's hilarious.
The whole it's a lot of those guys from Savio Vega's clique that we like. I'm not going to remember those.
Who the fuck is Sniper and Recon?
Remember from the commission?
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
Mark
Scott
Henry
Miller and Brian Christopher, fucking Scotty Too Hottie. Brian
Flash
Christopher's the King's son, right?
Yeah. Bob Holly, Tori Test, Al Snow.
Bob Holly. That's the one I was trying to think of. I was like, who's the fucking guy with the blonde, like the Eminem hair that's just like a jerk?
Headbangers.
Kama Mustafa. Damn, dude. We just didn't get some of the ones that we had even said. Hercules. That's the other guy I was trying to think of. Hercules. Brutus Beefcake. How the damn, I feel bad about 6. 6 is hurting.
And we didn't even get the average score.
What's the average? 61%? Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
we would have, man.
Yeah, I like this though. I like this. This is like a test of wills here. This is tough.
It was, man.
That's cool. Well, I feel terrible though. I feel awful about forgetting about Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Steve.
Brother Brutai.
Son of a bitch. How many times have you said Brother Brutai in this show and we forgot that?
Too many.
That's why I will never be good at like trivia shows. Like I'm when I'm under the gun like that, my mind goes blank, Steve.
We got to try this again, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but for this one,
redemption.
I don't feel good about it, but we're gonna redeem ourselves. We're gonna keep doing this.
But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister, rock the funky. Please check out our guy Ronzilla on Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok, Kendra's Crushgasm every Wednesday, and Clark the Shark on Podcastle. This is Steve G and Mad G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s happened